Alright, problem number 3, pretty much the same deal as before. Find the center, foci, and vertices of the ellipse. Let's see, what else? And sketch its graph. I'm also going to write the equation in parametric mode. Let's just do everything we know how to do. First off, recognize that this is an ellipse because y is squared and x is squared. So we need to complete the square on y and complete the square on x as well. So in order to do that, let's factor out the y squared coefficient from the y terms and factor out the coefficient of x squared from the x terms. And let's also go ahead and subtract 37 from both sides to move that 37 to the other side of the equals sign. Now that was fun. So now let's complete the square on both. Not too bad. We're going to get y plus 5 squared on that one. Again, I just took half of the linear piece of y there. Plus 9 times x minus 3 squared. Again, just took half of that 6, half of that linear term. Equals negative 37, but from that y term I added 5 squared times 4. 5 squared is 25, times 4 is 100. And from my my x term I added negative 3 squared, which is 9, times 9 is 81. And now let's go ahead and simplify this a little bit. And look, I'm even doing some mental math because this is supposed to be no calculator, so you might be asked to do something like this, and you might need to remember how to add and subtract numbers. So look, that's what I did right there. I added 181, then I subtracted 37, and I like borrowed some stuff from the tens column and like subtracted it in the singles column. It was weird. I forgot how to do that stuff, but now I remember how. Okay, well, next up, we want to make this look like the equation of an ellipse that we're used to, so we need to divide by 144 all over the place so that we get this equation equal to 1 like we normally do. So let's rewrite this again. And check this out. This is all still mental, so look at what I'm going to do. I know that 144 is 12 times 12, 12 squared. That's just one of those good ones to know. So I'm going to write it like this, and you'll see why in a moment. 4 divided by 12 is the same as 1/3. So really this is like boop, boop times 3. 9 out of 12, well, both of those numbers are divisible by, we can do the same thing for x. I think I said 9 and 12 are both divisible by 3, and so we're going to get 3 and 4. 4 times 12 is 4. Well, let's do this. 3 and 12 gives you 4, and then we have 4 times 4, so we get 16. That's a much easier way to do it mentally. So finally, we get y plus 5 squared over, what do we end up with? 12 times 3 is 36, which I'm actually going to write as 6 squared plus x minus 3 quantity squared over 16, which is 4 squared, and that is equal to 1. So that was a lot of work, but we got our equation, which is good. I'm actually going to jump straight into it and go x equals and y equals. So x is going to equal 4 cosine of t plus 3, and y is going to equal 6 sine t minus 5. Again, that's just because these are in the form. X I'm going to put with cosine. The 4 is coming from the 4 right there with my x. Again, that's my b value. But just know that it's with the x and it's going to stay with the x. And then the 3 is coming from, that's the x value of the center. the negative 5 is the y value of the center, and the 6 is my a value. And again, in our rectangular equation, it's with the y, and it stays with the y. And again, we got to say that this is from 0 to 2 pi. Boom. And now let's sketch this graph and identify all of the important values. So let's get this going. Let's go ahead and plot the center at 3, negative 5. And let's use our a and b values to get our vertices and covertices. And let's use our equation let's use our equation c squared equals a squared minus b squared to find our value of c, so we can accurately plot our foci. So c squared equals a squared is 36, b squared is 16. So c squared is going to be 36 minus 16 is 20. So c is going to be the square root of 20, which is 2 times the square root of 5 when you simplify it. And what is that going to be? It's going to be like 4.46, I want to say. And again, if we wanted to actually write the coordinates out, since this is vertical, the x value is going to be the same, so that's going to be a positive 3, and the y value we will write starting with the y value of the center, which is negative 5, so we'll write that as negative 5 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 5. And I think that's everything we need. We should probably actually sketch the graph in. But I think that's all of the information that we are asked to find. We know the coordinates of everything. Yippity-doo-dah.